We were live. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of every single age bracket. Well, not exactly for this stream. I would not say, because this is Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, chapter 35, live reaction with your boy here, Griever, as always. Alright, so, right off the bat, Dragon's Rage is already in here, says, yo, what's up, man? So yeah, we're just going to do our obligatory wait. We're going to do our obligatory rate. I'm hoping to get through this chapter. This chapter is 44 pages. I'm hoping that this stream is actually kind of short, guys. So sorry about that, but since we just had a stream about this the other day, doing chapter 34, 35, we should be able to get through it quite quick. Because I do have other things today. This week's going to be a little busy for me and stuff. So I'm just hoping to get through this one. I barely got that One Piece chapter review out today. So yeah, there's stuff in the works, but yeah, I don't have 3 hours and a bunch of beer to spend tonight anyways. Hence why I'm drinking tea. Got to keep up that energy for now. Yeah, this looks like it'll be an exciting chapter. I would be doing reviews of these, but where we're finally starting to get this subplot thing. If they don't continue the subplot, then next chapter will not be a live reaction. It'll be a review. I'm just letting you guys know right now, because the only reason I've been doing live reactions for, usually I wait until it's close to the end of a fight, when I think the conclusion's happening, and then we get the live reaction of the final couple of chapters of each round. This time, though, halfway through, we got this whole subplot here with Loki and Buddha and all that stuff. So it was a lot more interesting, and it was more hype to do. I feel like I'm just going to, if this one does not, because it seemed like that fizzled out. You know, Loki went his way, Buddha went his way. Zeus and Odin coming in clutch, like the damn master god that he is. And now I'm just... If this is just going to be they fight, pretty much throughout the chapter, it's probably going to be epic. But if it's just they fight, next chapter review will be just a review. Fair warning in advance. That's all I can say. Alright, what else we got here? Miss Content is in here. Says, what's up? What's up, Miss Content? Is that a Gintama? I can't tell. It's really small for me, so... Is that Gintama or something like that? Can't tell. All I can see is like silver hair. I assume it's anime. Looks anime. But yeah. So anyways, guys, all we're doing here is just waiting. Waiting for everybody to show up. For those that will. Usually we get started about the 6-7 minute mark into a stream. We let people know the stream's live. People wait. And then we go to it. It also has to do with timing, right? Has to do with hype of the chapter, the time of day I do it, the time of day people are doing it, the day of the week. There's a million reasons why some streams get 14, 15 people in here at once, and other streams only get upwards to 7. So it's not a huge deal. Either way. Dragon's Rage says, Raiden stands unite. I mean, Raiden's cool. I mean, I'm not that interested. I think Shiva's going to lose. Shiva was already bitched pretty much in my mind, like was demoted the moment Zeus went, no. And like Raiden's okay, but does not intrigue me as much as let's say Jack or Adam or Sasuke. So Miss Content says that plot's probably going to be more of a long-term thing over the rest of the tournament. Oh, I think so too, but it's just that's like our first instance. Like there was no real subplot going on up until this round. It was they fight and reactions to people of them fighting. We didn't really get anything behind the scenes stuff really going on. We're finally getting that, so it makes chat live reacting more exciting. So yeah, usually start of round, end of round is when I was doing the live streams, but now it'll this one was kind of odd, that's all. Also says, oh, it's from Jujutsu Kaisen. Never read Jujutsu Kaisen before. I heard okay things. I haven't heard anybody really say it's awful or the best thing ever, but yeah. MC Dude is in here, says, what's up? What's up to MC Dude? So yeah. This should be a pretty... I'm hoping this chapter... Because we really haven't seen much of the fight, honestly. We haven't really seen much of this fight. It's been more of the focus on this overall plot that's going to be happening, right? So... Well, I mean, we might as well just get underway, because usually I have stuff to fill this part of the stream. The beginning part, I have a story or something that went on today or whatever, but it was kind of a boring day. It's a long weekend here in Canada, and but I mean, I was still up regular time because, you know, I do go to work tomorrow. The taper showed up to do more mudding, you know, in the basement. That was pretty much my day. Went to Mom and Dad's for supper. Beef tenderloin. It was delicious. Dragon Cherry says, Jujutsu Kaisen is awesome. Good to know. Anyways, yeah, so we're at the 6-minute mark. Let's just start. If people are joining late, they're going to join late. All right. So we have Chapter 35, Full Throttle versus Full Throttle. Good Lord. You're kidding. Shiva, just the strongest god of destruction in heaven by a long shot, just got wrecked by mankind's own Raiden Tameom. I can't say that name. Raiden. Everyone's like, holy, how gruesome. And his arms, we already saw this at the end of the last chapter, but his arm is completely wrecked. Like he crushed it in his grip and literally went down to bone. So one of his arms is already... And right now it looks like he's bleeding from the forehead. Shiva took a blow. Took a big blow there. So alright. So Raiden's standing there. He also took a blow to the head, it looks like. You know, his forehead. So when they clashed and stuff, they were both bleeding. You know, headbutt style. But right now he's crunching his fist and says, huh, pretty neat. Probably referring to the Volend. What's going on? We have Hermes. Zeus, of course, came back. Hermes, what happened? And there's Ares there. So Hermes says, nothing much. He just took his arm and crushed it. That's what I said. We all knew that. You could see almost the indent of 4 fingers. That's exactly what happened. He just grabbed it, crushed. Just completely crushed it. And Zeus is shocked there. Says, the impact of the human having crushed the god's arm. Dates back to a few minutes ago. Okay, so we're going to jump back to how it happened. Are we? Yeah, apparently. He says, don't give out on me. Says Raiden. And she was like, huh? Don't give me that crap, human. And so Raiden goes straight for him. She was shocked. Ching! Shining fist of fury. It seems to all light up. Almost like he's doing some like reversed friggin' armament hockey. Even I don't know what'll happen if I use this thing at full power. So he punches him, and it's like, alright, so he's using this thing. So I'm assuming he's talking about the Volan, like all the tattoos and everything that happened. And boom, Shiva was blocking, but he's crushing through and punching through his arm. So it's like boom, so he blows Shiva back. Raiden advances. Shiva's really, really shocked. And he's delivering countless jabs in Shiva's direction. He gets a good knock to the jaw. Shiva recovers. Says, son of a... Looks up. And ching! Once again, the same arm as before. It seems to like... just. It almost looks like it's glowing for sure. But it looks like it's almost grown in this section sort of idea. You know, and it's just like boom. And... wabam, and we just see wabam, and it's Kiku Ichimonji, and he's clotheslined Shiva, completely clotheslined him right there at the neck, and he's gonna bring him down to the ground. You just wait for this. Wait, oh, he's not gonna bring him down. He's gonna flip him around right on his face. So he clotheslined him. It's like, whatever. Walk right past him. Shiva flips, slam down to the ground. I mean, 14 pages in, and Raiden's just completely destroying Shiva. Shiva hasn't even done anything yet. That's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting. So Raiden looks like an absolute beast here. You know, his Volan probably, I mean, he got that really big giant woman with like a 28 pack to be one of the Valkyrie sisters, to be the Voland. And Raiden is known as like the super strong man. So, yeah, okay. So that's just crazy. So he breathes out and says, it's not even close. Raiden, at full throttle, has completely overpowered the Hindu god of destruction. Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets. I still say Shiva gonna lose. The gods are shocked. It can't be. Shiva lost against that lowly human. Attaboy, Raiden. Attaboy. Yeah, Raiden, somehow you're the greatest. We're seeing some sumo, dude. The fourth Yokozuna Tenikaze. See, this would be, if I was into sumo and I knew the history, I'm sure this was one of the main. The fourth Yokozuna, I'm sure he's a super. The fifth Yokozuna, I'm sure that these are like the greatest sumo wrestlers in history. I'm just not like, it's not like when we saw Charles Dickens and people like that in the crowd, you know. I'm not familiar with this side of history, so okay, so there's this dude. I'm so moved with passion, and he's crying his eyes out, this Tenikaze guy. Now, I do know that the Yokozuna is like what sumo wrestlers aspire to be. It's sort of like a bad version, to a way to say it would be like the black belt. It's like a belt system, and being a Yokozuna is like a very prestigious thing to be. So, in the sumo world. So yeah, to see Raiden free from all his restraints with my own two eyes, he's just so happy. And then we see the one sitting next to him is the fifth one, Onagawa. Agreed. Raiden's strength lies in its formlessness. He's got no form. For him, the ring was just too cramped. I mean, fair enough. That, like, with him standing there, that looks like a pretty small goddamn ring. That's right. Raiden, kick ass. So the fourth and the fifth Yokozuna are just, they're really, really happy. They're all for it. We have the Valkyrie. That was awesome. So he wasn't just some gluttonous, lusty horn dog. Brunhild, naturally. I swear, I'm waiting for the hair flip. Naturally. Of course, he wasn't just some gluttonous, lusty horn dog. Though I was going to tear a piece off of him, if you know what I mean. But, yeah, I'm waiting for Brunhild to do that. But naturally, we can actually pull this off and finally give mankind the lead. Alright, so Crush. Brunhild doesn't seem worried that it's up against Shiva. I mean, she was confident in Adam against Shiva. So, let's see. Hot cough. So, Shiva did take a pretty bad hit there by the looks of it. Pretty bad. So he gets up. He's wheezing. He's, kind of sliding side to side. Hermes is looking on. Same with Zeus and Ares. Ares says, not good. He's still reeling from that hit. Hermes says, it would seem his damage is deeper than expected. So he's still shaking. Raiden says, sorry, but. And grabs him by the head. Let's get this over with already. And now he's going to, it seems, I'm assuming this is where the headbutt comes in, because they're both bleeding from the blow. So slams his head right into Shiva's point blank range Daki Jizo. And just slam, everyone looking shocked, blood dripping down. And let's see. Damn. You did it yourself. Hey, it works. So Shiva also went for the headbutt blow at the same time. So they both took damage. So they both got a hit in on each other. So Shiva wasn't reeling as much as he led others to believe. His third eye seems to be bleeding, but whatever. So we got Heimdall there still announcing, saying, I thought Raiden's headbutt would be the end of it, but Shiva was there to meet him with a headbutt of his own. Alright, so everybody's shocked. Shiva's nice try, Kamehameha, but to the gut, you know, boom, you know, that is an actual move. Is it jujitsu or judo? Like a force palm attack, you know? It's so Shiva's using a force palm attack with two of his arms, and really does a big blow straight to Raiden's torso. Raiden's reeling from that, looking really shocked. Man, this is gonna get intense. Let's check the chat. Let's double check that chat. Dragon's Rage says Jujutsu Kaisen is awesome. Okay. Solar Warrior says I missed so many streams. I mean, at least you can catch them later. I never delete the streams, so they'll always be there, right? Dragon's Rage says Raiden left Shiva hanging. Yeah, pretty much. Solar Warrior says so is Raiden physically stronger than Lu Bu? So far from what we just saw, it's a little early to tell, but I would say because of his Voland probably increasing his strength, like a lot of people say that Adams was. I would say so far he's probably the physically strongest that we've seen. Yeah, him or Lu Bu. But yeah, I would give it to Raiden right now. Dragon's Rage thinks the same. I think Raiden is the physically strongest human. Yeah, probably. I would say the same. So what we get here, alright, so that's all that the chat's saying. So we're jumping over here again on next page. Raiden taking then two fists from the other arms, by the looks of it, straight to the jaw, just like, so he took the blow to the stomach, he's like, oh, and he's leaning forward, and then he got two fists, just like, kaboom, just completely punching him right in the jaw, like trying to make him give a Joker smile. So takes the shot, head upturned. Egat! Shiva lets loose with an intense combo. Raiden steps back. He looks a little winded there. Knock, knock sort of idea. Okay, so he's, you know, doing this or something. He goes, when it comes to being headstrong, I can't be beat, is what Shiva says. So he's tearing off, like to expose his other eye or something, whatever that thing that's there, or he's wiping the blood away or something. I can't really tell what's going on there. It's like he's tearing off the part of the skin that was bloody or something, or whatever was blocking the third eye, the headband part. Anyways, so yeah, so he's doing that, and he says, guess the ball's in my court now. So Raiden's still looking shocked. Shiva says, come on, let's go. So he's preparing all four arms. He's charging in. Raiden looking shocked. Come on, 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 come on. All right, so it's, I haven't seen enough of JoJo to do this, but you know, that's basically what's happening right here. It's a JoJo thing going on right now. Shiva's just looking dark and scary and just trying to beat the ever-loving shit out of Raiden. So let's see. Samurai there. Heh, those little rapid-fire pea shooters ain't got nothing on Raiden. And the two Yokozuna that were sitting there before are saying, do those look like pea shooters to you? No. The pressure from each of those blows is more like the force of a cannon shot. So Shiva's like, what the people are seeing is just like someone, you know, order, 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 you know, but really it's like each one is like Whitebeard, boom, Whitebeard, boom, Whitebeard, boom, every time, but at rapid fire pace. Each shot is like a cannonball. So that's pretty intense. So Raiden tries to counterattack here. It seems he's dug his feet into the ground. He attempts a counterattack, gets a good hit right off on Shiva's face, but he's not even phased, and he's going in for more. It's a full-on rush, completely one-sided. Shiva tries to break Raiden down with an overwhelming flurry of punches, and he seems to be succeeding because he got a blow in, but it's not doing anything, so he can only defend. So the guys in the crowd, Raiden, stand your ground, Raiden. And then Shiva still going in on the blows, attacking him. All Raiden can do is defend. He's defending his arms, but of course, he's got four arms, so he attacks with the upper two, and then he gets kidney shot, kidney shot, kidney shot, you know, right with the other ones. Da, 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 da. And so that really must have hurt Raiden, because now he's down to one knee. That would be a hard blow to take. And then... Okay, what happened here? I missed something. So, Shiva was going all JoJo on him, got the kidney shots in, and then Raiden went down on one knee right after the blow. Then all of a sudden, okay, so Raiden, when he went down on one knee, he quickly grabbed Shiva's arm. Shiva must have stopped or hesitated just long enough. Because now Shiva's like, huh? And he sees that both of Raiden's arms are around one of Shiva's. And he's pulling him towards him. Raiden says, "Man alive, you're really pissing me off." And he's gripping him with two hands. And Shiva's looking shocked, saying, get off. Not gonna happen, says Raiden. He pumps up his muscle. Pump. He's doing a Super Saiyan Trunks transformation. Yep, look at that. Boom. Let's go third grade Ultra Saiyan, Broly style. And it's gonna be a big, alright, here we go. And this is where we're gonna see the crush action. Midair Boten. Whatever that means. I guess it means crush something in your grip, because Shiva's looking scared. Raiden's putting all his power into this, and splurch, the crowd looks on. Shiva's screaming, pushes him away with his foot, but and Raiden's reeling from it, but he's already crushed the arm. So he crushed one of Shiva's arms to completely unusable at that point. So they step back from each other. Raiden says, "That was pretty rash of you. It could have come clean off for all I know." Oh man, so he was going to rip his whole arm off, but he managed to crush it beyond belief. And so he was pulling on it. And that's what Ares looking shocked, Hermes looking shocked, impossible. And that's when we get the, from the beginning of the chapter. All right, I don't mind this style usually, but we already saw it at the end of the last chapter. Now we already saw it at the beginning of this chapter. And now we basically, so I don't want to call it a waste, but this is now the third time we've had the scene. The strongest god of destruction in heaven by a long shot just got wrecked by mankind's Odin Raiden. And we see Shiva in bad shape. This is the third time in 2 chapters we've seen the same shot, just different panel of it. So, let's move this along, I know it's supposed to build tension, it's supposed to build hype, but, it's like, okay, I get it. He crushed his arm. Can we move on to the rest of the fight? Not that these first pages weren't pretty cool. Like, this fight is pretty cool. I'm just kind of like, all right, I got it. He crushed his arm. Seen it 3 times now. Do I hear 4? All right, so here we go. What's going on here? All right, so the crowd looking shocked. The Valkyrie, Brunhilde, what's her name? So that's the power of mankind's strongest muscles. So strongest muscles, I would say that compares easily to Lu Bu, if not, Of course, those muscles alone would not be capable of such destructive power. Now, with the power of his Volland, here we go. Those rampaging muscles were originally uncontrollable and are now completely under his control and command. So, we already knew this about Raiden from his backstory, is that he just had muscle upon muscle, and it was almost uncontrollable, right? It was nearly an impossible thing for him to even utilize his power properly. And now the Volland, all the Volland did was let him be able to utilize 100% of those muscles. Now, but I'm still going to assume, once again, that the Volland does increase physical attributes, though it hasn't fully been explained like that ever, like that black and white, but I'm going to go with that as well, of course. But, okay, so I can buy that because we already saw that Raiden, like that was the whole thing, his muscles and everything, he was growing and growing and growing. Actually, there is something similar to that called gigantism, something like that. Ron Perlman, the actor, has it, where you just keep growing and you need to take medication or something to stop it because it can be harmful. You know, kind of the opposite of dwarfism. And it just, your body doesn't know when to stop producing certain hormones, and it keeps trying to build you out bigger and bigger, sort of like a never-ending puberty. So, for lack of a better explanation there. So Raiden is kind of in that boat, like the sort of the mythical version of that, to the point that he's just a complete rampaging beast. So they're basically saying that the Volland allows him to focus all of his raw destructive power that is godlike to begin with. You know, it seems like, anyways. That's what I'm taking away from it. So by focusing his strength into both of his arms, Raiden was capable to crush Shiva's arm with his bare hands. Yeah, we see like he's. I thought I saw it before when he clotheslined him. So his arms are actually bulging out physically. So he's focusing all of his muscles into one section and then using all that power that his muscles allow. So he looks at his arm and he goes, "Huh, pretty neat." His muscles are going back to normal. Talk about control. So he's controlling the output of his muscles. So is he going to get like the one Escanor size sort of idea? Because right now that's what it's looking like. It's looking like stupid, ridiculous level of muscles. You know, like it's too fat, it's too big. You know, right there on page 37. But he sends him back to normal. So that's interesting. Let's see. So Brunhild says, From here onward, nobody, not even Raiden himself, has ever seen anything like this. This will be a battle for him to get to know his own true strength. The third eldest Valkyrie, Thrud, the power which dwells with her ruins, is third eldest of the Valkyries, third, the strong one. So this one literally, unlike what people were telling me about Adam or whatever, this one literally seems to be like her power is the strong one. She's gifting her own strength on top of Raiden's, it seems. That's what I'm taking away. See, it's never really fully... It's not exactly laid out like an RPG weapon for us to see, oh, this does give Raiden ×2 strength or something. We're not really seeing that. We're just trying to interpret it as best we can. This one is pretty straightforward. I'm interpreting it as the power which dwells within her is strength. So she simply added a stupid level of strength to Raiden's already massive own strength, but added the control aspect of it. Okay. Alright. So, great, they said. Way to go, as expected of Raiden, the peerless Rikishi. Yay, you're our superstar, so they're all cheering. It can't be. Even Shiva, if we were to lose here, isn't that 3 in a row? I don't know if they'll allow that really, but I feel like this might be where a tie comes in. But I feel like Shiva's got to lose, because Shiva has done nothing for the series, really. Just been a little bitch. We're begging you, you've got to pull through one way or another. While most of the gods were trembling in fear with a premonition that they had never dared to show before. And we'll jump to the chat really quick. Let's see. So, Miss Content says, I think he was just tapping his forehead to emphasize. Yeah, sure, probably. Dragon's Griever says, are you telling me that's a JoJo reference? Yes. The Zawaldo! You know, will tell you that it is a JoJo reference. Solar Warrior said, to be honest, yes, Raiden and Lu Bu are the strongest humans naturally, but because Adam's ability is physically stronger, considering copying the strength of Zeus' strongest attack. Yeah, that's absolutely true. See, Adam's ability, Eyes of the Lord, is separate from Volland and separate from his own physical strength. So, were he to fight Raiden, he would match Raiden's ability, sort of idea. Though we never did see, I'm curious, can Adam stack abilities? And we never saw that, but like his Eyes of the Lord, had he witnessed, let's say, Thor's attack, could he have used Thor's attack against Zeus? We don't know if the Eyes of the Lord can like copy and keep, sort of idea, and then he can be utilized at any time. We didn't really ever see that, really. Would have been interesting, but anyways. But yeah, no, Raiden and Lu Bu, strongest humans naturally. Yeah, so far I would say so. Solar Warrior, and he is the strongest god, yeah, Zeus. Still saying Odin's in that league. Miss Adam's physical strength is only ever as great as his opponents. Right, exactly. So if he was, so that would make him sort of almost like a cheat, a cheat sheet, because he's a mirror, not a cheat sheet, a mirror. So if he were to fight Lubu or Raiden, no matter how powerful they are, Adam would match the strength. Never stronger, never weaker. It's kind of an interesting concept. Dragon's Rage says, if you think about it, Zeus and Raiden have the same ability, muscle manipulation. Yeah, to an extent, sure. Got to respect the author for wanting us not to miss any aspect of the fight. No, absolutely, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, they didn't need to show that panel 3 times. Like, I would have liked it because we already saw the beginning of this, like the crushed arm, the strongest god of destruction, at the end of the last chapter. Would have been better had they started off like 2 pages into this chapter. We didn't need to see those pages again, just to see them for a 3rd time later in this chapter. That's all I'm saying. It's just a nitpick, a couple of pages. I didn't mind seeing the fight and how that came about, but we already knew that at the end of chapter 34. Why did I need to see the same panels from the end of 34 at the beginning of 35 and then see it again halfway through 35? Like that's 3 times. It's a little much. That's all. Solar Warrior said, yeah, my sister had it where one of her bones kept growing when it should have stopped. Yeah, it's a real thing. There's different types of this thing, like giganticism. There's one for bones, one for muscle, and one for replicating cells too quickly or something. Anyways, there are multiple stuff, and they do just keep growing. And if you don't get proper treatments, it can actually damage and shorten your lifespan, because humans aren't meant to be like the size of Big Mom or something, or to be like the size of Raiden here, and stuff. So. Miss Content says, they've got a tie right now. I kind of don't think humanity will get a lead until close to the end. No, I meant a tie round. Like the round itself will be a tie. Like they'll both die. That's how I thought the Jack and Heracles fight was going to go. It's going to be a tie. And they weren't going to award anybody because like Jack was going to die and Heracles was going to die sort of the same time. Or what I thought would happen is Heracles would win, but then he would die right after taking the W, and then just go like, no, they both died, so it doesn't count. They both died in the arena, So that's what I thought was going to happen. Kind of sad it didn't, but Heracles still won the day. So, let's see. Miss Content says, it's unclear if Adam can copy weapon attacks or just physical techniques. That's true too, but all I'm saying is like, can he keep a technique? Like, where Adam were to live, let's say he had killed Zeus, and now he was going up a fight against Shiva. Could he use Zeus's attacks against Shiva? That's just, it's unclear if he could do that too. MC Dude says, Shiva is such a poor sport, he kicked Raiden away when he went to shake hands. Yeah, good match, man. Good, nice headbutt. Bam! Get away from me, bud. Dragon's Rage says, the more I think about Adam, I realize how broken he is. Yes, that's why, once again, Shiva, who is taking blows. Shiva, regardless what he pulls out this chapter, next chapter, what have you, Adam wouldn't have let him live this long because he already would have killed him. The only reason that Adam's dead is because Zeus stepped in. Nothing I've seen so far from Shiva convinces me that Adam wouldn't have beaten, like, Shiva be dead. Miss Content said, oh yeah, I've had the draw idea too. Yeah, one of these is going to be a tie. One of these matchups. I don't know which one. I thought Heracles and Jack had the perfect setup for it. This one, not so much. Because I really think Shiva's going to lose. But then you can also draw it. Are the gods really going to lose 3 in a row? Though, I mean, Heracles won for humanity, so. Dragon Rage said, also, I said it was going to be a draw since the beginning. Alright, I mean, I'm saying this one is either going to be a Shiva loss or a draw. I don't think Shiva's winning. So I would like to think, I thought the last fight was a draw. I was wrong. But I think this one also, I think we're going to see a draw halfway through, and we're already into this round. So, this is round 5. Between 5 and 7, that's around the time to have a draw and have it all screw everything up, right? So, yeah, okay. So anyways, that's the chat. Let's get back to it. So at the bottom of page 39, there's only a few pages left, guys. said, while most of the gods were trembling in fear with a premonition that they had never dared to show before, the Hindu gods, who knew Shiva, had a different reaction entirely. Ain't no way Shiva's gonna lose to that youngin'. Okay, some three-headed bearded dude. I don't know Hindu gods very well, guys, so forgive me. I'm assuming these are very famous gods. I know Shiva, and my knowledge of Shiva is an ice guardian force from the Final Fantasy series. So, nothing like this Shiva. Hell no, because in his fist is the spirit of all 1,116 of us. Okay, but one of those fists was just crushed, so half that, so you're working with like 800 odd fists now, you know, so just pointing that out. Shiva, so we're seeing all the Hindu gods yelling at him, saying, Shiva, beat that guy into the fucking ground. Shiva just sitting there, you know. Out of all of us, you're at the top, man. You're the man. You're the man. You're the man. So we're seeing all these Hindu gods. Don't recognize a single one of them because I don't know very much about Hinduism. And even with, so we say, Shiva's blackened face here, just covered in shadow. Even with my back on them, I can tell. Just like it's always been. Every last one of them's got their eyes dead set on me. Shiva had never betrayed his companion's expectations. God of Destruction Shiva, not even once. Okay, I do recognize that there's like a monkey sort of god. There's some hot-ass waifu-looking Hindu gods. And definitely the elephant. I know about the elephant thing. But yeah, the other ones, okay. I don't know any of their names. So he's smiling, says, man, guess I can't help it. And Shiva, you know, ruffling his head and going, okay, ha ha ha, I'm gonna start now. And that's the end of the chapter. Okay, so checking the notes here really quick. So the moves, the Kiku Ichimonji. I know roughly what Kiku and Ichi, you know, mean, but let's see. This technique is named after a group of 13 swords designed by 13 different swordsmiths under the observation of the Emperor Go-Toba. The name is derived from the two characters describing the sword's tangs, Kiku from the Imperial emblem and Ichi meaning one. Okay, so yeah, alright, I recognize that from something. Anyways, the Daki Jizo, this move is named after Jizo, a something, wildly worshipped in Japanese folk religion. He is commonly depicted as the patron of children and travelers, hence the name embracing Jizo. Okay, sure. And the Midare Boten, where he crushed him. The technique's name is not quite as grandiose as the other two, simply meaning wild pony. Are the names of sex positions in modern Japanese culture. Okay, so that fits with Raiden's character. All right. So, honestly, once again, next chapter, not going to be a live reaction, guys. It's going to be a review because that could have easily been a review chapter. It was okay. It was pretty hype, but we already knew the conclusion and we got no further in the fight. You know, we were just hyping up Shiva. He got his ass kicked, and we saw how he got his ass kicked, and we were hyping up Shiva again. So, I you know, like, really, I could have reviewed this one. It wasn't anything like, wow, holy shit. Because we already knew at the end of the last chapter, we already knew what the end of this chapter was, pretty much. The stance isn't any different. We just saw how it came about. So, but not a bad chapter. I think, you know, the heavy hitters are going to, it's going to start getting really intense. We're going to see more grandiose techniques. We're really going to see Shiva do more than just do a JoJo attack. We're going to see some actual fighting techniques. It's going to be really interesting. Yeah, like this is the introduction to the fight, and it's taken us a while to get here, it feels like. Let's see. Solar Warrior said, yeah, Adam punched Zeus so hard his head went the wrong way, and from what I've seen, only Zeus has shown that he can survive fatal injuries. Thus far, yeah, exactly. Fanboy's in here. Hi, Fanboy. Says, what do you think the last fight would be? I got no idea, because I think they're going to pinch hit some characters. I think Hades is going to be involved. I think the last fight is going to be interrupted. I think we're going to see like the Buddha Loki thing start to drizzle out into other characters, and by the end of it, it's going to be probably 6-6, and the final battle is just going to be everybody fighting. You know, there's not going to be a last 13th round in that way. I don't think so. So, you know, I couldn't even guess. Let's see. Would it be someone we saw already? I don't think they're allowed to participate again. I don't know that for certain. Like, can Thor participate instead of one of the other gods? I have no idea. Maybe. But yeah. Dragon Rage says Adam Omiwamu Shindaru. Shiva Nani. Dragon's Rage dies in one punch. Yeah, pretty much. Shiva would die to Adam. Shiva would not win. And this is why Zeus went up and went, no. I need to fight this kid. I know I have to fight this guy. He knew right away that it was dangerous. So, because Zeus even gave respect to Adam in the end and was like, he nearly killed him. And you think so? Do you think Shiva can beat Zeus? Because if Shiva can't beat Zeus, then Shiva can't beat Adam. Because Zeus nearly died. He admitted that himself. Missed Content says, you can see he's starting to open up his lower left eye. Yeah, slowly but surely, because he doesn't have the eyes down here and the third eye and all that stuff. MC Dude says, Raiden's getting the hang of his muscles. Shiva's claiming to get started. So they're both sort of like, it was their warm-up, right? Miscontent, Ichi Monji is Ichibei Zanpakuto. Yeah, that's another place I know it from. Like, we have Kiku right now in One Piece. We have, and there was Kiku in, can't think of the name. But another show. And then Ichimonji, yeah. I probably read that in some of my studies of Japanese mythology. But, yeah, Ichimonji of Ichibei, Royal Guard Squad. Yeah. MC Dude said, glad the intro is over. Me too. I'm glad we're seeing that the same thing. This is kind of the intro. It took us a while. You know, now we're going to get into the chapter. Once again, as I said, next chapter will be a review, guys, so don't look forward to a live stream. Probably for the next couple of chapters until we're really starting to... Where I'm feeling that maybe we're getting close to the end of the fight. I mean, that's what I did with the Heracles stuff. So that's when we'll get back into that. Dragon just said, also, let's give credit to the Record of Ragnarok's great art. Oh, Valkyrie has fantastic art. Like, and once again, this is just an opinion, and I know it's all based just in sole opinion, guys. But as I've said 100 times before, Murata has got to be one of the greatest mangaka artists out there today. Easy. Top tier, no question. But I do not like the character models. Not that they're poorly drawn, but he's basing them off of one's designs, and honestly, like these characters look cooler than me. No matter how badass they draw Genos or whatever, like Raiden looks cooler, Shiva looks cooler, Adam looks cooler. These guys, the character models and the fight scenes are they're right there with them. They're right there in the same tier, right? They're top tier fights, top tier character shading models, all that stuff. The impact is there. You know, like the impact here reminds me of like the Garo versus Darkshine fight. Like the impact, you feel every blow in the artwork. Like that was one of the best fights in the current art in One Punch Man. And here, but we get that almost every single chapter in Valkyrie. There's never a chapter, even this one, which is kind of a weak chapter overall compared to a lot of the ones we've had recently. Still fantastic. Boom, boom, like the crushing of the arm and everything. I mean, that was just intense. All looked fantastic. Missed Content said the three-faced guy is Brahman, the god of creation, okay? And there's another guy with four arms who I think is Vishnu, the god of preservation. Vishnu I know of from, is it not from Magi, from something else. But once again, just like my limited knowledge of these characters would probably be from like a video game in a different interpretation, Digimon, something like that, right? I never studied Hinduism, guys. That was not, like, Shintoism, I got some knowledge. Greek, Egyptian, Norse, I got some knowledge. I'm not an expert, but I got knowledge on a lot of the gods and what their names and, you know, sort of what they're about. Not Hinduism, boys. You know, Buddhism, I know Buddha and, like, the 7 lucky gods. And then, you know, that's it for that, too, right? So there's quite a few that I'm not too aware of, but yeah. Also, the 3 hotties are Shiva's wives. They got introduced a few chapters back. Oh, okay, yeah, they probably did. You know, I should probably go back now and reread. I'd like to go back and reread everything, knowing our information that we have now at chapter 35. Maybe at chapter 50, because I think this series is going to go on easily to 100. I think chapter 50, maybe I'll do an entire, how we got to this point, because I originally did that to place myself caught up. I did each round. I'd like to go back, reread, and have like an impression going back. That'd be a fun video to make. Solar Warrior says, how strong do you think Thor ranks to the other gods? I think he fought one of the weakest humans out of the humans we've seen. So it's hard to gauge it. I still say like Lubu's probably the weakest human we saw. Maybe Jack. Jack had a different way of fighting, the cunning, the deceptions, that kind of shit. But I think Thor was on par with Poseidon. On par with Heracles, easy if not stronger. Not as strong as Zeus. And probably give Shiva a run for his money. So wherever that puts him, stronger than Loki. Let's see. Dragon Judge said, for once it would be nice to see a tournament not get interrupted for once. I know, but I feel like we need to have an all about it. Like when Okita and Buddha and Sasuke and everybody were there, it's like, okay, we're going to have a fight on the side sort of idea. It'd be really cool. Would you not love to see like a Marineford level in Valkyrie? Like, sure, these one-on-ones are epic, but would you not like to see like them aiding and working together? Like, back-to-back Okita and Sasuke, like both, have two swords and friggin' just do a whirlwind of four-sword style or something like that, combine techniques and shit. That would be amazing. I really think it would. Missed content. 99% chance we get Shiva's backstory next chapter. Yeah, probably, and that's why I'm not gonna do a live stream for a few more chapters, guys. Fanboy, what's your favorite fight so far? Adam Zeus, probably. Or Heracles Jack, though I think Heracles Jack could have... I got some negatives, or like the pro-cons. I got a lot of pros about the Heracles Jack fight. But I do have some cons, just in regard to how the character was handled and the way things went about. I just felt it could have been same result, fine, but could have been handled a little differently how they got to that point. That's all. Like, the amount of handicaps on Heracles as a god were just stupid. It was unfair. He was basically a human with a Voland, not a god, by that point. So, but anyways, yeah, probably still the Zeus Adam. Missed content. Yeah, this fight has me looking up stuff on Hinduism every month. Yeah, I'll probably start reading on it now that we got the Shiva stuff, now that we're into Shiva and things like that. I'll probably look up a little bit more about sumo wrestling and stuff like that when I find the time. I'm just kind of getting behind on a lot of things, So, definitely be doing that. Dragon's Rage says, Reckon of Ragnarok making us learn something new every chapter. Exactly. See, this is the perfect, for those who played Age of Mythology growing up and fucking... liked watching things like Disney's Hercules and stuff like that, or any of the Xena Warrior Princess, anything like that, you grow up and you see this stuff, or you read Thor comics or something. You started, like, when I was growing up, mythology was always super interesting. Then when you get into anime, you're really interested in the Japanese side of things, and when you see a couple of Korean ones, you get into the Korean side, and it's just a whole... It's really interesting to read about all these different mythologies and legends and stories and people, It's not only teaching us the history, a super history, but really cool fictionalized history of real historic figures, and introducing us to ones I never really heard of Raiden before, right? So this is really interesting to me, because I never heard of Lubu or Raiden. I've heard of King Leonidas, Adam, Sasuke Kojiro, Okita. I know of these characters, but there's some characters, the sniper, Simon. No idea. Never heard of. Apparently the greatest sniper of all time. Never heard of him. So it'd be interesting when we get there for me to read more about that, and it's the fun part of learning, right? So yeah, I definitely really like that. Yeah, so anyways, guys, man, I hate to end the stream so early. We got through the chapter really quick. And the chat was really good. I enjoyed the chat. There was always something to talk about. But as I said, this was kind of I really kind of just wish I had done a review because I'm kind of running low on time this week to be doing stuff. So unfortunately, you know, thankfully it's not like I'm rushing through something like, you know, Whitebeard, you know, and Marineford level stuff or anything, or like the end of the Jack Heracles fight or something, and I'm rushing through it and just trying to get it done sort of idea. I'm glad that's not happening, so that's really good. I'm happy about that. But yeah, I think we're gonna end the stream here because yeah. So sorry guys, it was going to be a quick one. And I don't think I missed anything. I think I covered everything fair. We spent enough time on everything. Not really a whole lot to go over, in all honesty. It was a They Fight chapter. And as I said, there were a few panels here and there that were basically repeated. So we didn't really get a whole lot. We learned about the Volland of Raiden, which is interesting. It's it basically just gave him control over his super strength and then doubled it. So that's how I'm taking it away. He already had borderline god level strength, but he couldn't control it. The Volland gives him control and increases the strength even further. So that's the way I took it. Quite interesting and all that stuff. But yeah, so I don't think we missed anything. Sorry for the short stream, guys. I usually like to make 1.5, 2 hour streams, but this time just sort of running into the clock sort of idea. Let's run out the clock. So anyways, MC Dude, Dragon's Rage, and Miss Content saying, have a good night, y'all. Later, see you around, all that fun jazz. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Griever with your Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, also known as Record of Ragnarok, Chapter 35 live reaction. Thought it was a pretty good chapter. Next chapter will be, once again, just a straight review. No live reaction for the next chapter, guys, but still look forward to that video when the chapter drops. So thank you guys so much for watching. Drink responsibly as always. We'll see you back here next time. See you guys.